Hey guys, today I want to talk about narcissistic expats, how to recognize them. And I found this thing online, and I'm gonna read from this here, and I'm gonna add my own 2 cents worth to it. Here's one of the things. It starts out as this. This is number one. They always remind you of your past mistakes to keep you down. A lot of expats are like that. I've met a lot of expats in the past where they keep reminding you of mistakes that you made, and it doesn't let you move on past your former mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, let's face it, but you don't need to keep reliving them over and over and over and over and over again. You know, when you've been reminded once, you don't need to be told a second, third, and sometimes up to 60 or 100 times or whatever. And it's pretty common over here where these guys will just blast you with that stuff, and you kind of sit there and listen to it. You have to set the boundaries and say, hey, listen, I've heard it already, it's enough. Okay, that's actually a sign of it could be a narcissist. They reach out to you when they need you and ignore you when you need help from them. That's quite common. I've helped tons and tons of expats in the past, and when I needed help, some people were there for me and some people weren't. A lot of them were. I was really lucky that I had a lot of expats for me when I went through some tough times, and we all roll through the tough times, and and when we go through those tough times, let us move on from them. Let us just kind of forget that past, and that happens quite often over here too, where they're just, when you ask for help, they're not going to be there for you. They're not going to show up for you. Number three, they put people down to feel better about themselves. That one's kind of a funny one because sometimes people joke like that, and I see people that joke like that, and I see people that are serious about stuff like that. They'll put you down just to build themselves up and make themselves feel better. We actually had a couple of people that a long time ago when I first started here that moved out because people were getting kind of sick and tired of that type of attitude where they were putting people down, and that's when I was first here, and I've seen a little bit of that around here, and they just got up and moved and disappeared. People like that usually don't last long here in the Philippines. They end up going someplace else, and then they start that same thing. They let their baggage out again, and it keeps on going on again, and it just history repeats itself with them because they don't learn from their mistakes. Number four, they act superior and entitled. Trust me, we got a lot of that with expats around here. There's a lot of expats that act superior and entitled. I don't know what the percentages are. Some people say it's like about 30% of the people around here act superior and entitled. I'm a person I really like to. For the most part, I like to stay by myself. I'm down here today all by myself, and it feels great being down here by myself. I like being around with my girlfriend and stuff like that, but I like having days where I can have a little time to myself. But they act superior and entitled. You need a break from that. And here's number five: they don't take responsibility for themselves or their lives. That's another common one. A lot of people won't take responsibility for themselves or their lives. Everything that they do is right, even if it's wrong. And that's another common trait over here that you see with narcissistic personalities. I'm not sure what the amount of narcissist over here is. I've had somebody tell me they think it's 50%. I do not think it's 50%. I'd say it's anywhere from 10 to 30%. It's just that those people stick out like a sore thumb. They're out there, trust me. Number six, they lack understanding of boundaries. There's a huge one right there. They lack understanding of boundaries. A lot of expats over here don't understand boundaries. When you set a boundary with somebody and you tell somebody, hey, don't stop by my house too much because I like to just have time with my family or my girlfriend. I have a lot of things I got to do, and they keep showing up every day. That's a problem. I really love it when people call me and let me know that they're coming. I know once in a while some people are going to stop by. That's fine. I understand that they're out and about, and they can't get in touch with me or whatever, so they stop by, knock on the door, and say hi. We get that once in a while, but we have had people come by here and they think that they can stop by 3 or 4 times a week or something like that. And if you're my friend, obviously it's different. If you're somebody that is like a brother to me, because we have a lot of expats around here I'm very close and tight with, and I don't mind those people bothering me actually. And you have to set boundaries. Boundaries are very important with expats. Keep that in mind. Set boundaries. That goes for girlfriends, expats, Filipinos, Filipinas. Set boundaries. Boundaries are key, so people know where you stand. Also, number 7, they lack empathy. They don't care. They don't care if something happens to you, if you're sick, or if you're having a tough time or something like that. A lot of expat narcissists around here, they just don't have any empathy towards people, and it can be kind of rough sometimes, because you find out who your friends are and who they're not, but when you're out there, try to have a little empathy for people sometimes. That's key. Narcissists don't have that empathic personality type at all. They're quite the opposite. Number 8, they leave you feeling emotionally exhausted after an encounter with them. That's a big one. If somebody emotionally exhausts you every time you meet with them and you talk with them, that pretty much tells you the story. That's pointing right at them and saying narcissist. If somebody really drains you out, and there's different types of narcissists. There's people that are really, really bad, and then there's just people that don't even know that they don't have a clue. They drain you, and they just they don't have a clue who they are. They really don't know that they're a narcissist, and some of these people can be changed, but most of them cannot be changed. But they leave you emotionally exhausted, and that happens on occasion with everybody a little bit, I think. But when it happens quite often, and you're feeling emotionally exhausted every time you meet this person, that's when it's time to kind of move on and set those boundaries and say, hey, listen, I'm just not going to see this person that much, or whatever. Number 9, they try to control you by guilt tripping you. That's a common occurrence with narcissists, and they'll try to guilt trip you into doing something you don't want to do, and it's kind of something where you gotta set down those boundaries and say, dude, just do me a favor, stop right here, stop guilt tripping me, okay? Enough is enough. Set those boundaries. Some people will get up and leave. Usually narcissists don't. They like to hang around, especially if you're empathic, and they like to keep on keeping on and doing what they do. The empaths and narcissists do not get along well. They like to use empaths or people with submissive personalities a lot, and but they do try to control by guilt tripping you. Number 10, they will never apologize. That's a common trait amongst a lot of people, but especially among narcissists. They will never apologize to you. Or they'll give you a backhanded apology, but it'll never be a true apology. Hey man, listen, I'm really sorry for what I did the other day, and I just want to apologize. You won't hear that from them. It very seldom happens, Number 11, they're easily jealous. You'll kind of find that, that they're jealous of what you have. It could be money. It could be, your notoriety, your friends. You have a lot of friends or something like that. They get jealous about that, of what you have, how you live. They'll generally try to put down your living conditions or something like that. They'll find some fault with you. They'll really try to knock you down because they're jealous of what you have. Number 12, they give backhanded compliments. Now, there's a difference here because there's a lot of, ball busting that goes on in the expat community, and I don't want people to think, there's ball busting and then there's backhanded compliments, and there is a difference. There's a huge difference between the two, and I just want to make sure that you guys fully understand that. Backhanded compliments, you'll know when you're getting them. You'll be like, yeah, what kind of compliment was that? It's just it's just something to think about when people are talking to you. Listen to the so-called compliment, and if it's a backhanded compliment, just move on. Just sometimes you need to walk away from these people too. I want to throw that out there right away. Sometimes let them know. Just say, listen, I'll talk to you later. Bye. And that way you still have an in later on. Don't just walk away and don't say nothing. Say, listen, I'll talk to you later. I got to go do some stuff. I'll talk to you later. That way it leaves the door open. Never. If you think the person's so toxic that you can't take it anymore, it might be best to just stay away. When they come over, say, listen, I'm tied up doing something. I can't talk to you right now. And then just keep doing that over and over and over. And just say, hey, listen, dude, I'm too busy. I just don't like the way you treat me sometimes. I don't think let them know. Let them know, and just say, and they're going to try to keep on digging their way back into your life. Just say, listen, I really don't want to. If you want to correct yourself, and we'll try it one more time. But usually what you're doing is when you let this person back into your life again, what you're doing is you're giving them a second bullet to get that second shot at you. Okay, so just consider that, you know. Number 13, they're overly defensive. That's a huge one. They're very defensive. When you try to defend yourself, they're defensive. When you're trying to stick up for yourself, they're defensive. They never do anything wrong. Narcissists are the type that they'll always stick up for themselves, but they'll never stick up for their friends. They're very defensive. If you try to, you know, get them in the corner and say, hey, listen, this is what you've been doing to me. Admit it. Why don't you admit it? You know, it's because like it says earlier, that they don't like to apologize. That's one thing. They lack empathy. They lack understanding of boundaries. All these things from up above are things that you're going to run into over here. And remember, and this is key over here in the Philippines, there are way more narcissists over here than there are in the States. And there's a lot in the States, and there's a lot in Western countries. There's a lot in Australia and the UK and places like that, all these other places. And there's even some narcissistic women and girlfriends over here, and people that you meet over here that, you know, in the Philippines too, or wherever you're at, Thailand or whatever. So be careful, you know, and follow these guidelines for trying to figure out who these people are, and then set your boundaries or cut them loose. Okay. Narcissists are usually not the nicest people to hang around with. Okay. And that's just a truth. There's different types of narcissists too, okay? And let me just say that there are some people you can get along with and some people you can't. And you know who you can get along with and who you can't. There's some people with stronger narcissistic personalities, and there's some with, you know, lesser narcissistic qualities. And they're not really qualities, they're problems, you know? But anyway, just be careful. Just be careful. You know who you can hang out with, and set boundaries always with these people. Don't let them get away with murder. You know, just be careful how you handle things. God bless, guys. Take care. I hope you enjoyed today's show.